Okay, so we're going to take a look at the quadratic formula. Okay, there it is. Best way to look at this is actually do some examples. Okay, so it's a quadratic equation that's been set equal to 0 with a, b, and c as the coefficients that we put into the formula. Okay, let's have a look. Right, here it is. Here's an example. Right, so here it is. Now we need to set it equal to 0. Remember? So we take away 7 from both sides, then we have this in its standard form. So a is 3, b is 2, and c is negative 7. So we put it into the formula. Right, b is 2, so negative b is negative 2. Again, if b was already negative 2, negative b is negative 2. That would be positive 2, so just be careful of signs. b squared, 2 squared, minus 4ac. Again, a was 3, c was negative 7. Now watch this because this has two negatives. In other words, the negative 4ac turns into positive 84. Okay, so look at it. Negative 4 times 3 times negative 7. So again, watch the signs. 4 and 84 is 88, so we end up with this once I put all the numbers into the formula. Okay? Right, now then, we need to simplify from here. 88 is 4 times 22, and I can square root the 4. Okay, we're looking for things we can square root. I can square the 4 to a 2, and that's why we now end up with this. Okay, so root 88 has turned into 2 root 22. Okay, so we need to simplify this. Now if you look at this, negative 2 plus or minus 2 and the 6, they'll all divide by 2. We are not dividing the root 22 by 2. Okay, 22 divided by 2, we don't write 11. Okay, that's inside a square root. It's not 22 anyway. The square root of 22 is about 4 point something. Leave it. Okay, divide everything by 2. Negative 2 divided by 2, I'll get 1. Again, plus or minus 2, you can write a 1 there if you want to. Okay, and also the 6 will divide by 2. Okay, but anyway, we just tend to write it like this. Alright, so have a look at that. I just divided those numbers by 2, not the root 22. It's still root 22. Okay, there we go. 2 answers because it's an x squared. Let's have a look at some more. Oh, the discriminant. Okay, the expression b squared minus 4ac, okay, shows the nature of the solutions. We call this the discriminant. Now here we go. If b squared minus 4ac equals 0, down here we'll get one real solution. Okay, if it's a positive inside that square root, in other words, just like this one, we had 88. Okay, we square root it, we end up with 2 answers. Okay, 1 plus 1 minus, don't forget that sign, depending on the calculation. Okay, 2 solutions. Doesn't have to be 1 plus 1 minus. Okay, but remember, plus and minus is in the actual formula. You'll end up with 2 solutions. Okay, so 2 different real solutions if we have a positive answer. If we have a negative answer, if this is going to be negative, then think about it. If you square negatives, you end up with 2 different imaginary number solutions, complex conjugates. Okay, so by the way, this first one, how to get one answer? I'll look at this. X squared plus 10x plus 25. Okay, if I was to solve this for equal to 0, now this will factor into x plus 5 and x plus 5. Okay, so x plus 5 and another x plus 5, or x plus 5 squared. Now can you see that means that negative 5 is the one answer, just negative 5. I don't have to write it twice. Okay, if I do b squared minus 4ac, b squared, 10 squared is 100, minus 4 times 1 times 25, which is another 100. That's why I end up with 0 inside the square root. Okay, so that's just showing you how you get one real number. So that's just you testing the solution. See if you can already kind of look ahead and think I'm going to get one answer, 2 real answers, or 2 imaginary answers. Okay.